This video is a special request about what is self-sabotage. If this speaks to you, then I have got 5 tactics that you need to be mindful of. I'm Keeley Taverner, psychotherapist with a passion for unlocking potential. This video is all about self-sabotage, and if we don't grow to understand the ways that we sabotage ourselves, life can be pretty difficult and can lead to anxiety and depression. Now, I'm not always here to keep people comfortable. Sometimes I deliver incredibly inconvenient truths. When I think of self-sabotage, I think of the quote, "The greatest enemy is within." I am of the view that we create our reality by the choices that we make, and I believe we have to take responsibility for the choices and consequences of those decisions. Now, if that offends you, you may want to turn off now. At times, this can be very uncomfortable for people because it means you're not able to blame others, because in every situation you are considering what responsibility you need to make for yourself. Now, that is not an easy journey. It is easy to blame others, and when we blame others, we also develop a victim mentality, which means that things happen to us. Now, if that doesn't offend you and you're happy to watch on, I'm going to expose 5 self-sabotaging behaviours that you need to look out for. Remember, I make 2 videos every week designed to inspire thought and encourage you to take action. To get my videos first, do consider subscribing to my YouTube channel, and don't forget to hit the notification bell. The first self-sabotaging behaviour that you need to look out for is comparison. This is when you continuously compare yourself to others. What's interesting about comparison is that you will always select someone in a superior position to yourself, because when you do that, you are highly likely not to measure up. The antidote to comparison is self-acceptance. The second self-sabotage tactic that people often employ is by playing it safe, doing the same old. If you want to move beyond that, it's about learning to take calculated risks, stepping out of your comfort zone, not knowing what's going to happen, and trusting the process, letting go of being in control and seeing what naturally emerges. Maybe being spontaneous can also assist. The third self-sabotage tactic to also look out for is avoidance. I've recently done a video on avoidance, and if you'd like to view that, do click above or consider visiting my YouTube channel if you're on Facebook. Avoidance is where we may spend time on the net, surfing the web through our phone, or get engaged in social media when we know there is a task that we need to prioritize. For me, I often leave my smartphone in the car when I have to prioritize particular tasks that don't excite me. But what I've realized is when I leave my phone alone, I get far more done. So another self-sabotage tactic that you need to be mindful of is avoidance, but it's also about how you create a strategy in order to enable yourself to get your goals met. The fourth self-sabotage tactic you need to be mindful of is inaction. You talk, but you don't walk your talk. Inaction is a form of self-sabotage, and if you want to overcome that, simply put, take action. Lastly, we need to be particularly mindful about this particular self-sabotage tactic. It's when we beat up on ourselves. Now, if you have a harsh, brutal inner critic, you will be awful to yourself. You are your own worst enemy, and if a friend or anybody spoke to you the way that you speak to yourself, you would rightfully block, delete them, and remove them from your life. If you're someone who beats up on yourself and you are brutal, then you need to develop self-compassion. Self-compassion is absolutely beautiful and can revolutionize your life. However, developing that all by ourselves can be tricky, and my encouragement is, if you have a harsh inner critic, is you need to get professional help, either with myself or somebody else. Those are the 5 self-sabotaging behaviours that you need to look out for. Self-sabotage is a massive block to your potential, and if we don't keep a check on it, can lead to anxiety, depression, and rob us of our greatness. Those are the 5 self-sabotaging techniques that hinder your potential. I hope this video may be of benefit to you. If it is, do consider sharing. I am Keeley Taverner, psychotherapist with a passion for unlocking potential. Do take care of you, because if you don't, who will?